It is spooky season, my guy.
Yes, it is.
I think this will be uploaded 2 days before Halloween. Yeah, 2 days before Halloween.
Yeah, 2 days before Halloween. Yeah, I had to do some math there.
Obviously, you are an American, which
That's true.
Is a place where Halloween's a pretty big event. Unlike
It's pretty prominent for sure.
everywhere else in the world, where like people kind of care somewhat, but not massively.
They recognize it.
Yeah, like so in Australia, we did have trick or treating when we were kids, but it was like maybe every 1 in 3 houses would give you some candy.
Sure.
And the thing is, with Australia, because obviously we're in the southern hemisphere, America's in the north, seasons are flipped. So
Yes.
Halloween is during spring for us.
Yes.
And if you're a child, you don't really want, if you're a parent and you have a child, you don't really want your kid to be out at 11 p.m. at night doing trick or treating.
Sure.
Usually you
Yeah.
want to do it at like 6, 7, maybe 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, in spring in Australia, the sun sets at like 8:30, if depending on where you are. So
Yeah.
when you're trick or treating in Australia, it's in the daylight pretty much. Maybe a bit of dusk if
feels
you're
wrong.
lucky. It's really,
Feels
really
wrong.
odd. Yeah, it's bad. And also it's
Yeah.
hot. It's really hot. So if you're in like a big costume, you get sweaty. I have a memory of being like a house party when I was like 6 doing trick or treating. Can't even remember what my costume was. Maybe like
Sure.
Batman or something.
Yeah.
But I was drenched in my own bodily
man.
fluids. Sweat only.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It was
sure.
bad. So I wanted to ask you, what were your Halloween experiences like growing up?
You know, that's a great question, Dan. I'm trying to think if I have any particular good memories. It was definitely like every year until some point in middle school.
Yeah.
I would, you trick or treat every year. You dress up. I mean, obviously, oh gosh, it's hard to think of like I can like truly remember like how much of the costumes. I know I have pictures of like, I know I went as like Buzz Lightyear when I was like a kid.
Nice.
I've definitely done Spider-Man. I think the last one I did was one of those years when like you're in middle school, you're like, do I trick or treat? Do I not trick or treat? Is it lame? Is it whatever? And I think I like couldn't decide for the longest time. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And I think I just went as like a football player. I think I had like a fake helmet and like a jersey and just put that on. Trying to think if I have any good. So when you have trick or treat, and again, you said it's not as prevalent. Would people often go all out, or would it just be you walk up to a house, they give you candy, or would there be a lot of decorations outside the house?
It depends on the house. There were definitely people who went all out. Like when I was younger in Australia, we did live in a suburban neighborhood, so like there was a lot of those things. Like at Christmas, there was like competitions for like the best lighting.
Yeah,
so there was the families that that will just go crazy for it. So you do see Halloween decorations. At minimum, I would think like pretty much every house would at least have like a jack-o'-lantern on their porch or something.
Okay. They have some.
At least in like the neighborhoods where like there's a lot of like if you're on a main road, probably not, but if you're in like a cul-de-sac or little side street where the kids are gonna be. Yeah, you'd usually have a little bit of something though.
Okay. That seems familiar.
Which is good enough
to my experience.
I'd say Australia is probably one of the countries closest to America in terms of how we celebrate Halloween. Maybe Canada's closer.
I would agree.
It's just obviously because it's light out, it's a bit weirder. Culture's not as big. I also think nowadays it's probably not as big as it used to be in the early 2000s. I think Australia was a lot more inspired by America back then. I think nowadays we try and steer.
What's not to be inspiring about our grandiose country? Yeah, nothing wrong. Yeah, fair enough. We definitely had the decorations. I think some of the best houses were like the one where they kind of got into the spooky shit. Like I remember there was at least one year, and I'm probably ran into a couple of them. Where you ever seen the videos where a guy will dress up as like, I don't know, something. Maybe it's like a I think I'm the wrong word. I want to say a scarecrow. Straw man. That's what my brain went. Scarecrow.
It's accurate.
I mean, it's accurate. It's not the right word, but it's accurate. Like a scarecrow or like a Grim Reaper or something, and it's just them sitting on the porch, and it looks like it's fake, because it's unmoving, it's generic looking, and then you get up to the door and he just fucking like jumps at you. Did you ever get that? Because that's fantastic. I mean, as a kid, you're fucking terrified, but as an adult, I'm like, that's the best.
Honestly, the fondest memories I have of it, I don't know how many years were like this, but there was maybe a good 3 or 4 years. I think the best part about Halloween is that because it was in Australia in a suburban neighborhood and it was still pretty light out, a lot of the times parents just let the kids go without any supervision. Because like it's not dark, there's a lot of people around, you're not going to get like kidnapped or anything. So it was just kind of it was just a fun time where you could just go with your friends around to random houses, get free fucking candy and shit, and sometimes fuck around with some people like Ding Dong Ditch or, you know, do some other things. It was just kind of a nice, like, little wholesome bonding experience. I do remember vividly when I was like maybe 6 or 7, the thought of there being like razors in my candy was definitely there in my head.
Oh yeah, which is, I think it's funny to me because obviously it's got to be based on something. The razor, I just don't.
There's definitely some movie that started that.
Do that. I'm sure it's a movie because I just don't see. There's going to be razors in your candy. What psychopath is doing that? Like, sure, they exist, but it's like, that's pretty rare. And then there's the other one, there's like, they're going to put drugs in your candy. Dude, those drugs are expensive.
Yeah. No,
they're fucking not. They're keeping them to themselves.
Yeah.
Not giving out drugs for free.
Yeah. With the razor blades, like, if you want to kill someone, I feel like a lot of serial killers or psychopaths like to enjoy their kill. They do it for enjoyment. So just
they don't even get to watch it.
Exactly. It's pointless.
Yeah.
If you're going to die on Halloween, it's probably from getting kidnapped and something happening.
Yeah.
Not from the other shit.
Not from a razor blade. Also, how do you... Because, like, everything... All the candy you give is pre-packaged.
Yeah, exactly. Stupid.
You have to go through so much effort to make your own candy, put a razor blade in it, and then package it so that it's accurate to the packaging of a known candy brand.
Yep.
Dude, that's so much effort to maybe injure or kill a child that you won't know of until you hear about it in the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want the statistics on how many times this has done this. And you might say, I could just Google it. But I'm not going to. So, people listening can do it for themselves if they like.
I want to ask,
or not.
You ever see those the people that can't be bothered to actually stand there and hand out candy, they'll just leave like a bowl on the porch or something.
Yeah.
And they'll say like, take one only. How often would you abide by that? Because I feel like
I was a good child, but I would maybe, I'm trying to think. I feel like I would actually take just one.
I feel like maybe most of the time I take one. If my little basket of sweeties is looking a bit thin, I might take 2.
And look, if they have something real good, maybe you take 2, maybe take 3.
Yeah, if they have a lot,
I'm not taking all of it. I'm not an asshole.
If they have a lot in there, I'll maybe take multiple. If there's only like a few left, I'm not going to be a dickhead and steal some shit.
Yeah.
Obviously that's a bit of like a, I don't know if fallacy is the right word. It's like one of those things that like, if there's 50 candy in there and you take 3 because it looks like a lot, technically it's the same as you taking 3 when there's 4 left.
Yeah,
like, there's technically no difference, but it feels less bad.
It feels better, but it's not. I have a memory, which I don't know if like I'm wrong or if someone else is wrong. I have a memory of one year when I moved to Virginia. I was when I lived in Virginia, I was there for 3 years of middle school. And I remember we had moved there, did Halloween, and then like a year later, we found out that we had like semi-distant relatives that lived like 2 blocks away. Like they were distant enough that we were like, we don't keep track of these people, but close enough where it was like my grandparents, or it was like maybe my great grandparents, siblings, grandchildren. So it's like you go up a little bit, go over and go down. It's not necessarily that far. I could be wrong. Maybe it was like grandparents, siblings, kid, something along that. Mm-hmm. But we had like semi-distant, semi-close relatives that actually ended up living really close to us. And I remember the first year I went to Halloween, I'm pretty sure I went to their house and they handed out granola bars, which is like,
That's just the biggest
Fuck
asshole
you.
thing to do.
Just fuck. Well, they're healthy.
Give me a healthy
I'm a
snack.
child.
Halloween.
I
is the
don't
biggest
understand the
fucking
joys of
bullshit.
healthiness. I understand the joys of fucking candy.
Yeah.
Give me the good stuff.
I gave you an apple on Halloween. How righteous I am.
You're gonna thank me later. Fucking kill it. Like, end it all. Like, shut up.
I'd rather get 5 root canals than eat that apple, bitch.
Yeah, man. As a kid, you still have the wonders of life. Don't ruin it yet.
Also, when you're
ruin
a
it
kid,
later in life.
I know you can still get
You're
fat
not
and
eating that
stuff, but if they're
granola
worried
bar.
about your teeth are going to fall out. Fuck them.
It's not like that one granola bar is going to save me from eating all the other candy that I got.
Exactly. It's dumb as fuck. If anything, you're just adding to the caloric intake. So
Yeah.
you're the enemy.
Honestly, a lot of those granola bars aren't even that healthy for you.
No.
Usually it's that they don't taste that good, so they pump up with sugar.
Honestly, there's probably a lot of candy that have less sugar than some of those things that people would
I
hand
would
out as healthy food.
100%. Because if you give the illusion of health and then not make it healthy, you get away with it like 80% of the time.
Exactly. Like cereal was marketed back in the day to be like the breakfast thing you eat for health, and
Dude, cereal's so bad for you.
it's insane. It's
Or
insanely
it doesn't do
unhealthy.
anything. It's just carbs, which is like carbs are good, but like there's no nutrients whatsoever.
No, if you only eat cereal for breakfast and nothing else, it's not amazing.
No.
If you have it every once in a while, that's fine.
Sure, or if you have it alongside like a banana or some yogurt or I don't know, like peanut butter or like peanut butter on toast or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's got I mean something in it that has nutritional value.
Yep.
Yeah. So I asked them about this. I was like, "Did you guys hand out granola bars last year?" And they were like, we would never do that." And I was kind of sitting here like, I remember. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was this house. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. It doesn't matter. But I know someone handed me granola bars. And I was just like, okay. I'm pretty sure it was them. I think it was them.
Fuck 'em.
I think they were lying to me.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, quick little side question.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of Halloween, what is your favorite holiday?
Ooh, that's a good question. Because people ask. And over the years, I get more and more like neutral about holidays.
Same. Yep.
I also think for my job, I don't really get holidays off outside of Christmas and Thanksgiving. So I forget about holidays. So for me, there's like maybe 4 or 5 major holidays, at least in the States.
It's like Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
Okay, I was gonna say potentially 4th of July, which obviously you
4th of July
celebrate.
You could argue Valentine's Day for relationship people.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I don't really do anything for Easter. I'll go see my parents, but usually that's just a reason to see my parents, not necessarily like I'm not religious, so Easter doesn't really do anything for me. Although I guess you could say that about Christmas, but whatever. I enjoy Halloween because I think the activities around Halloween are quite fun. Like, they're unique. Like, it's about getting spooked. It's about dressing up. And then it's about candy, which are like all 3 very different things. I like the draws of Thanksgiving in that it's just a good reason to eat a ton of food.
Yeah.
And I guess giving thanks or whatever, but
yeah. I've always liked
Christmas is cool.
Yeah, Christmas. I've always really liked Easter because my birthday's pretty much on it most years.
That's true. That's true.
So that's always kind of cool to have that coincided. And like my mom always my dad did you ever have like the chocolate Easter egg hunts around your house or whatever? Yeah. So my dad did that a lot as well. He always put fucking like boiled and rotten eggs as some of the eggs as well. He'd like wrap them up and hide them.
Were they supposed to be rotten, or did they become rotten eventually?
No, I think they're supposed to be like that.
Why?
May not have been rotten. It may have just been boiled. I didn't like eggs when I was younger or something. But he'd always put like some shit like that as one of the eggs. And then my mom would always give me a bunch of chocolate on my bed, like on Easter mornings. Maybe why I have a massive sweet tooth and I'm getting fat now. So thank you, mother. She will hear about this.
But Yeah, but it's the joys of life.
No, I don't regret it at all, but I'm just saying it might be a contributing factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Obviously, I've never experienced Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
And it'd probably be nice if you have like a nice big American family. Otherwise,
sure.
Same with the 4th of July. 4th of July is probably very similar to Australia Day. You just like Australia Day in Australia, you just get a barbecue, get your neighbors around.
Yeah, you just get a barbecue,
have some food. Yeah,
have some food. It's like I think the older I get, the less holidays are just significant because it's like for me, I really only see like my parents and my sister.
Yeah.
So it's like I go for Christmas, I see my family. That's nice, but it's not like, oh my god, I'm seeing Grandpa Joe and Uncle Jim and Auntie Deirdre and like all these people I haven't seen. It's like it's
not like a Christmas movie where you see the whole family coming together.
You see the whole family. There's the deaf and like on a wheelchair grandma and the weird estranged cousin. Like I see the same people. I mean, I like these people, but it's less like, oh my god, this is so big.
It's more an excuse to get together.
Yeah, honestly,
it's pretty much it.
Like
it's I think also the older we get and the fact that we're both like independent from our families now, Christmas, it's very like Christmas, like when you're a kid, it's like, oh, you get what you want, like you get a bike for Christmas or you get the new PlayStation.
It's the best.
Nowadays it's like
presents.
Like my mom,
you don't have school.
Yeah, it's great. Weirdly in Australia, school finishes on the 23rd of December, so you have 2 days, then it's Christmas.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, it's weird. But like my mom called me a few weeks ago and was like, I don't know what to get you for Christmas. And I'm like, just don't get me anything. I don't need anything.
My parents are the same. I think my mom this year was like, oh my god, like my mom and my dad went on vacation. They're like, oh my god, we're so hyped. We think we actually found you something.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, sweet. And then later they're like, you're the only person we haven't finished buying stuff for yet. I was like, I thought you said they got some. I was like, I thought you got something. And they were like, yeah, but it's not like that much. And they're like, they just don't. They don't understand me. Like they just don't necessarily understand my interest. And it's like, if they wanted to buy me something techie, it's like, well, I'm going to want a specific one.
Yeah. So I'll know myself better, and then it's less of a gift. It's more just me asking for something, which I don't mind either.
Yeah, which is it's never a bad thing.
It's more difficult for me now as well, since my parents live in New Zealand and I live in Australia.
Sure.
If they buy me too much stuff, I have to bring it back.
Yeah.
So like my mom, the suggestion my mom gave me for a present this year was a new suitcase. Because my one's like 6-7 years old. I've been saying I'm planning on maybe moving to Europe or going on holidays in a few years. Getting a nice new sturdy suitcase is good. Oh. And I was thinking of buying a suitcase myself this year. And I was like, that's a really good gift and it'd be great. But I have to come over there first. So I'm going to come over there with my suitcase just to get a new suitcase to bring it back and leave my old one there or something.
Here's the deal. Well, or you get a new suitcase and then you also fill it with gifts.
Yeah, but then I have to bring two suitcases back and it's just a pain in the ass. It's like, it's more like... True. It's a hassle thing. I'm also very like big purchases. I'm really particular about, and like I'd rather buy it myself for a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So like
I'm kind of the same.
So and also like even the typical presents like socks and underwear that your parents always buy for you, I buy them myself now because I've gotten to that age. I think we were talking about this either on or off podcast. I'm getting to that age now where like I'm investing in like higher quality socks and underwear because I want them to last good and feel good.
Yep.
So like if my mom's gonna buy that now, it's like
gotta get the good stuff.
Like my mom bought me underwear last year, and I've thrown them out now because like they just didn't fit me, like they're too small. I still appreciate it, mother, if you are hearing this, but it's like it's that awkward age now. Where like
sometimes you're just particular about the stuff you like, and it's like sometimes my mom has looked at me. She's like, it works better for both of us if you just tell me what you want. In recent years, I've just made like a giant list and just gone, here's a bunch of things that I very much don't expect you to get me everything of. Pick off of this list.
Yeah, I did that when I was younger as well. I've just gone to the point where like, I don't really want anything anymore. Or like if I want something, I will just buy it then and there. I'm not going to wait till Christmas to get it. Like I'm fortunate enough that like I bought a pair, I was I bought a new pair of running shoes like last night at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I could have asked that for Christmas,
Nice.
but like I want it now, so I'm gonna buy it now.
That's the other thing with being an adult is it's like, oh, I want this thing. It costs $30. Oh, that'd be a great Christmas gift. I could just buy it.
Yeah, I want it.
It's like I just want to use it now.
And then the
No,
things the things that I don't buy instantly are usually because they're very expensive, and I don't expect my parents to buy me something very expensive.
Exactly.
It's an awkward thing. I think my mum's really good at buying gifts, and the typical gift she gives me nowadays, like she'll buy me a few different pairs of clothes still.
Sure.
And then it'll be like more like she'll buy me like some food items like candy and chocolate, typical stuff like that. And then like not memorabilia, but like obviously I'm a United fan, so she'll sometimes buy me Man United like things or like Friends things because it's my favorite TV show. And like that's really nice.
Do that with my family
because that's the kind of stuff like I don't think about ever buying because I'm like, I'm never gonna go out and buy like a Man United light up LED stand, but she bought that for me because I just like it's those types of things that are nice to get. But I feel like I am getting to that age where I'm like, if I am there on Christmas morning and I get some fucking chocolate and some like biscuits and like a cool t-shirt, I'm like, that's cool.
I mean,
I'll take it.
I was sitting here going, that sounds pretty good to me. I'd be a happy man.
Yeah. Like, well, I wasn't even there for Christmas last year because I was here working. So like I had Christmas just by myself and that was fantastic. Damn. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's fine.
Poor guy. I want to give you a little virtual pat on the back.
It was my choice, to be fair.
Okay. Well, that's something.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. We kind of brought it up with like Halloween. So like blow ups and decorating the lawn. Did your family do that?
Yeah.
A whole lot? Okay. What did your family do?
Like we weren't one of the. I think it stopped. We didn't do it in when we lived in Germany. We didn't decorate the outside a little, but my mom always decorates inside a lot. Like my mom has like a giant box or two of like Christmas decorations, and she'd always go crazy with like little ornaments on the kitchen and all that stuff.
Of course.
When I was young though, we put up like the lights. We had like some like light up reindeer on the front lawn and stuff. We weren't one of like the massive families that did like crazy shit, but it was like
did you ever do the blow ups?
Yeah, I think we had a few blow ups here and there.
Okay.
Not the massive ones though. I do have a story about my neighbor. So when we moved back to Sydney in 2019, our neighbor who lived right next to us in the house I lived in when I was a kid put up this, I want to say like in meters, maybe like 8 meter tall.
Oh wow!
So what, like 20 feet or something, more or less.
Ish.
Basically, it was pretty much the same size as a 2-story fucking house.
Fuck.
Giant,
like 24 feet.
Giant Santa blow up thing.
Sweet.
They put it up in fucking October. I was losing my shit. I was like, Mother, please let me blow it up. I am annoyed. It's not even been Halloween yet, and they've put this fucking giant Santa up. That's disgraceful.
Yeah, that's bad. So I don't know if in Australia it's similar. So for me, the way I see it is when you think about celebrating holidays and like decorating and doing all this stuff, October is Halloween.
Yep.
September, I don't love it, but maybe later September I'll allow you to put up Halloween decorations. But I've seen people who are like, September 1st it's Halloween, and I'm like, no. Halloween is October. You get 1 month.
Yep. Agreed.
November is Thanksgiving up until Thanksgiving is over. Yep. And then after that, you can do Christmas decorations.
So in Australia,
a lot of people,
November's nothing because we don't have Thanksgiving. So I think a lot of people who are very Christmas brain rotted,
they go straight to it.
They just go straight to Christmas. And I'm like, no!
Yeah.
December is Christmas time. November is my mother's birthday. Or nothing. Stop
Celebrate Dan's mom.
Yeah.
I will be. It's my dad's birthday time too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just,
I have the issue.
It fucking annoys me when I walk into a fucking store and they have Christmas decorations up in fucking October, like they're selling Christmas trees in October or September.
1st.
November 1st. I'm like, Just
too early.
Just
wait.
I hop into the car. November 1st, Mariah Carey comes on. Shut the fuck
God.
up. No. Michael Bublé, go back in your hidey hole. It's not time yet.
Those poor Target workers.
Oh, it annoys me. Like,
struggling.
It shouldn't annoy me, but I'm like, it's not even close to Christmas time yet. Chill the fuck out.
I think it's almost even worse in America because there is a major holiday in November and they just are like, fuck it. We're skipping it. Just go straight to Christmas. And it's like, I mean, to be fair, there's not really great decorations for Thanksgiving because it's like turkey,
Indians,
leaves. There's that one, and it's always a gamble on how well that's gonna go.
Depends what state you're in, I guess.
Yeah, honestly.
Native Americans. Is that what's the correct term?
Native Americans.
Native Americans, yeah. I said Indians as a joke. I'm not racist, I promise.
Yeah. It's the Native Americans, and then it's like if you're talking about a particular tribe
names,
then obviously the tribe is the best.
Yeah.
Like if you're generalizing, Native Americans is usually fine.
Yeah. Same with Australia. It's like you can still say Aboriginals. I think some people get annoyed by it. I don't think the actual Aboriginal population gives a fuck about the name.
Sure.
But then if you want to talk about the actual people, you can talk about like the
tribe.
The people from the tribe, yeah.
Sure. But that, or you could say like indigenous peoples.
Yeah, indigenous peoples of Australia.
I almost think it's too vague or too long.
Yeah, I prefer giving a name as well. Like calling the indigenous people of Australia versus the Aboriginals. To me, the word Aboriginals just sounds cooler. I don't know.
Yeah,
it just sounds.
I don't know enough about it to say if it's bad or not.
It was only this year I saw like a TikTok where someone was talking about Aboriginals, and I saw the comment saying like you can't say that anymore. I was like, I don't know when this was a thing, because when I was growing up, it was like the Aboriginals came to my school and like they did like traditional dancing and they showed us like, remember when we went to Tanzania, the tribe we went to there, they did like they can jump like stupidly high. So the Aboriginals can do the same thing. So they were like on stage in my primary school, like jumping 2 meters in the fucking air. I was like, what the hell?
Sweet.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, no. The things where it's like they start doing Christmas, you get Christmas in December. That's when you get it.
Yeah. I'm not even a massive fan of like having a whole month to celebrate a thing. It's like the same sort of thing of people who celebrate a birthday week. Go fuck yourself, dude. You narcissistic asshole.
You get a day. You maybe get the weekend if your day falls on a weekend. But honestly, you get a day.
You get a day. And even then, like, for me, even with Christmas, it's barely even the whole day. Like, we'll open presents in the morning, have a nice big Christmas, like, breakfast and everything. Yeah. By, like, 1 p.m., it's kind of, like, done for my family. Like, we may, like, hang out a bit more and have, like, a nice big roast dinner or something. But, like, after, like, 1, 2 p.m., I'm kind of just, like, back in my room, like, playing the new game I got from that Christmas day.
That's the thing is, like, as a kid, it was you get up as early as you got up, you open presents, you maybe have a nice breakfast, and then you all fuck off to your corners and play with or do whatever with your new toy.
Yeah. And especially, like, from us, coming from, like, smaller families, like, when I was in Australia and Germany, it was my mum, my dad, and me. Very rarely we ever had anyone else for Christmas. Maybe my grandma would be there some years or something, but, like, I don't have, like, still, like, I have half siblings. They may be there 1 year or other.
Sure.
But it may
your
just
half siblings are also, like, older than you.
Yeah, like way older and have their own families now. So, like, it would just be us three most of the time when I was younger, at least. So it was like, it's not like we have a big family. There's like a bunch of kids opening presents. It's like this whole like crazy thing. It was like, I open my presents, my parents open their presents they got for each other, and then it's kind of done. And then I'm just like, especially like the age we grew up in, you may get like a gaming console or new game for Christmas. I'm just gonna go fucking play that for the rest of the day.
Yeah. I'd usually ask for like a video game.
Yeah.
And then I'd go fucking play that video game. Like I remember getting, I think I had a DS already, but I remember getting Pokemon Black and White.
Yeah, nice.
And I just sat on like the floor of my living room and just played that all day.
Of course. I think I got a PS2 for Christmas. Maybe it was my birthday, but yeah, similar thing. You just, or like, I was a pretty active kid, so a lot of times my dad would get me like a scooter or a bike or like a ball game or something, and you just go outside and play with that for like 5 hours until you're tired and go to sleep.
Yeah. Do you ever have you ever have a ripstick? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've
Okay.
used one before that my friends
They're
had.
great.
I've never been a skateboarder. I've tried
That's
many
fair.
times. I think now because I'm so tall, my center of gravity is really bad. I can't fucking use it. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
I can ride in a straight line really well. I can't
Sure.
turn. I cannot
The
turn. for
ripstick's
shit.
even weirder because you are powering.
Yeah, I know.
So you don't have,
I could never do that. I wish I could.
It was great.
But no chance.
It's funny because like as a kid, I was like, oh my god, a ripstick's so cool. You don't have to like take your feet off. And then as I got older and I started skateboarding, I'm like, God, you're so slow on a ripstick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's and a skateboard is better. And then in college, I got an electric skateboard. When you come over to America, I gotta get you to try my electric skateboard.
I really want to try it. I've been tempted to buy them before, but I just can't turn on skateboards because I will fall over. Because you have to lean to turn, and because I'm so fucking tall, if I lean too much, I just fall. It's impossible, dude. Like,
yeah,
I can turn at very, very slow speeds, or I have to like stop and like lift it up and like pivot.
Which is not ideal. When my electric skateboard, I've gotten up to like 20. I've gotten up. Sorry. Oh my god, this actually works well. For whatever reason, it comes in kilometers, and I swear there's like a settings button, and I don't know how to use it because I click it and I've held it and it never did anything. So it's stuck to kilometers per hour. I get it up to like 40.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of settings, my AC unit when I moved into this place for 2 months, it was on Fahrenheit, and I don't know why. You don't use Fahrenheit in Australia.
No, you don't. Weird.
Yeah.
Back to blow ups. So you said you had a neighbor and your parents would do some stuff.
Yeah.
So my parents would do it for a while. And like they would probably to the level of what sounds like your parents. They get the lights out, you get some like lawn decorations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do some blow ups, but the blow ups are like, my-ish height, so like 6'1". Or like a little bit, maybe they're like 8 feet or something like that. So, it's like 2 meters, 3, 3 meters at the max. But like they're a good size. Mm-hmm. 1 year when I was living in Florida, we had a 1-story house. And my dad, I was like 5 or 6, so I fucking loved it. My mom hated this. My dad took a blow up and put it on the roof.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then blew it up. And dude, my dad was so chuffed with himself. He's like, this is the greatest thing ever. Because he has 2 kids who are like, gosh, my sister would have been in like 4th or 5th grade. I would have been in like 1st grade or kindergarten. And we were just like, this is the coolest thing ever. And it was, I can't remember if it was Frosty or Santa. I think it was Frosty, weirdly enough. Like you'd think it'd be Santa. I think it was Frosty. So great. And I just know that my mom was like, I hate this so much. If you fall off that roof and hurt yourself.
Oh yeah,
I will kill
whenever
you.
my dad used to climb on the roof to put off lights, my mother would be like, if you fall off, I'm not taking you to the hospital. You have to deal with it.
I am ending the job if you do this. I think it's great. And I sit there and I'm like, oh yeah, safety. Dude, I would totally do that.
No, same.
Put some blow-ups on the house. And my girlfriend would probably be like, make sure you're safe.
Yeah,
because she likes me or something like that. I don't know.
Damn cringe.
Yeah, I know. It's just the worst, isn't it?
Did you also used to drive around on Christmas Eve and look at the lights with your family?
Yeah, maybe not Christmas Eve, but like around that time of year.
Okay. Yeah.
You drive over to the nicer neighborhoods.
You know what I mean. I think we were in a nice. There were definitely nicer houses though, and
that's the thing is, I was never in a bad neighborhood. But like you'd go to like you're like, oh, this is the bougie neighborhood where it's like the houses are really big.
Yeah, well, I was in Orlando for one Christmas, and like there were definitely some areas there that had some crazy. We were just in we had a friend vacation, to Orlando, but we had a friend in. You never met him, I don't think, but we had a friend in high school, Aaron, who moved there. So I don't know. I don't know if we visited to see him or we just wanted to go to Florida and he happened to be there. But I had Christmas at his place and like we drove around the areas. Really, really like.
Dude, some people go crazy.
They go mental.
It's so entertaining. Yeah, no, it's great. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Can you remember what was the best gift you ever got for Christmas? I've been trying to think, and I struggle to separate what things I got on my birthday or Christmas. Because I was so young.
Right. So I'm trying to think. There's the first thing that comes to my mind. I don't know if it's the best, but honestly, it might be. I remember I got a Wii.
Oh.
In oh god, I think the Wii came out in 2006.
I remember you got it because I was bullying you about this. You got it much later. No, it was your first console. No, it was your first console. Right?
Yes, it was my first console. It's that I think I had a DS before that. Okay. I didn't get the PlayStation until like middle school.
Yeah.
I just had a Wii.
I feel like I would have got the Wii for Christmas as well.
The Wii came out in November of 2006. I would have been 5.
Yep.
So I would have gotten it either late 2007 or early 2008. And I remember this particularly because my dad was deployed. So that means my dad was in the military. He was fucked off to Kuwait, I think. Yeah, I think he was in Kuwait. I don't know. And they let you like come back for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually don't think it was Christmas. I think it might have been like January. I don't fucking remember. I was 5 or 6. I think it was 6. Doesn't matter. And I remember I got the Wii and it was the coolest thing ever. And I think we just had Wii Sports and Wii Play.
Yep. That's all you need.
That's all you need. Yeah, I think it would have been like early 2008 because I think I like played the Wii at like a cousin's house.
Right.
And then my mom was like, I think I didn't talk to any family members. So I was also like the only kid my age.
Same. Oh, dude, it's the biggest fucking struggle being the only kid your age in a family.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I think we saw like family that I have seen probably 3 or 4 times in my life. And I think I was the only kid like relatively in my age group.
Yeah.
And they had a Wii and I just played Super Mario Galaxy the entire day. And I just didn't talk to people. And it was great. No fail.
I think in my family, apart from my second cousin's daughters who are like, so I'm 23 and they're like 24 and 21 or something. And I've met them once, I think. Apart from them, there's no one in my whole family that's within 10 years of me. Or maybe 8 years of me. So,
yeah.
Rough.
I have family. I think it was just this family outing. I just had no one near. Like everyone was older.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I was like 5 and I was like, I don't.
This is all good. For me, the one that sticks out in my memory for some reason is a boogie board. I don't know why that sticks out in my memory, but I remember being pretty high. It's like a blue camo boogie board.
Hell yeah, dude.
I think I also got a bike for Christmas one year, which was great.
Nice. Can't go wrong.
I must have gotten a gaming console for Christmas at one point. Maybe it was birthdays, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think as a kid, like the active presents were the ones I liked the most. Like I remember I got like a black plastic baseball bat.
Nice.
I was sick on the sticks, man. The bat, whatever. Dude. I was great.
I don't know. Sick on the stick sounds pretty. It's got a good ring to it.
Oh, another one. Did you ever have the green machine or whatever the fuck it's called in America?
I wish I had the green machine. No, I knew people that had oh my god, dude, the green machine was legendary.
The green machine was like a little
oh my god,
bike with a massive wheel on the front.
It was like a trike.
It's like a trike.
And it was just the coolest thing ever as like a child.
I'm pretty sure I had that. I don't think I'm misremembering. I either had it or someone else had it. I think I had it though. I also think it broke really quickly. But yeah, I had a green machine. And that thing was fucking awesome.
Oh, dude.
That was great.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't, look up a green machine. You'll get the gist. It's like a trike where you're like, it's like a lowrider.
Yeah.
The front wheel is like massive compared to the 2 back wheels. And then you have these 2 like lever arms that are used for turning. And then you had pedals for like movement. And it was so fun. And you can like drift on them, kind of.
Yeah. No, it's fucking sick.
So cool. Did you ever have one of those like just like like kid cars where it's like they move, but they move like 3 miles an hour.
Yeah, no,
I
had like a little ATV as well, I think, at one point.
Yeah, I don't think I ever had one, but like I had a neighbor that had one. And it's funny because you're like, this is so cool. And you're like, I can walk at this pace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they go so slow.
I think I was young enough with the charm of it was still there for me. Luckily.
Oh, I mean, when you're young, you're like, you're sitting here going, this 5-year-old's driving a car. This is sick.
Yeah. I remember I had a plastic ATV.
Impressive now.
It was fucking awesome. Also, every year, I think pretty much every year when we were in Australia, without fail, my dad would buy some sort of electric like plane or helicopter for Christmas, pretty cheap ones. And with every year without fail, the day of, he would land on a fucking roof and have to go fucking get it from a neighbor. With like every year, it was the same fucking problem. He'd crash it onto a roof and it'd either be lost, broken, or he'd have to go scavenge it.
Nice.
I think he gave up eventually.
Recently, yeah, that's fair. My dad recently bought a drone, like in the past year. I don't know how much he uses it. I think it's fun, but he just texts me one day. He's like, call me, and I'm like, you ever have your parents like they text you something, and like it happens less now that I'm older, but when I was like in college still, they would text and they're like, I need you to call me, and I'm like, oh god, I'm in trouble, even though you didn't do anything. Your parents ever kind of text you like that, where it's like super vague, and you're like,
not massively. If anything, it'd be my mum texting me because I hadn't messaged them in like 2 weeks and she was angry that I haven't talked to them.
Yeah. My parents don't do as much anymore, but I feel like when I like just got out of high school and I was like going to college, they would just be like, my dad would be like, call me. Because my dad doesn't really like texting. He just likes to, he'd prefer a call. And I'm like, oh God, what is this? And he's like, I got a drone. And I'm like, oh, that's fun. It's got a camera on it. I flew it once. I have no idea how much he's used it.
No, it's one of those like nice novel things that you sort of wears off.
That's kind of fun. Yeah, you get it and you're like, oh my God. And then you're like, what do I do with this?
Yeah. But yeah, moving on from Christmas, this might be a weird take, but I think my favorite holiday is actually New Year's Eve.
Honestly, I don't think that's a weird take because I think New Year's Eve is fun. It's a holiday that is centered around celebrating
the beginning of a new year, or the
beginning of a new year. I also feel like the stuff you do for a holiday is like half of it, and then what the holiday symbolizes is the other half, for like how you decide what you like.
Yep.
I think what it symbolizes is great. It's a new year, new beginnings, resolutions you'll never keep, but it's a nice idea.
Yep.
And then it's like what you actually do is just like, I don't drink. I don't know. I feel like I can't.
I think for like
celebrate.
I think between like the age of 16 and like 30, New Year's is the most fun holiday to experience because you're usually just like with mates, like drinking or like being outside watching fireworks.
Yeah.
I say 16 because in Germany you can drink from that age.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Yes, it is.
But like Christmas is probably really fun again once you get kids. But the age where we are now, like we've talked about, it's kind of like this awkward thing of like, I don't really know what I want to get for Christmas.
Parents don't know what to get you.
Yeah, it's just kind of this.
You're older, so they're not like really treating you that much.
Exactly. Like it's not bad by any means, but it's just the magic's not there as much. When you're a kid, the magic's there because you're getting stuff. When you're a parent, you're giving stuff and seeing them experience. It's probably great. In between, it's just kind of like it's a nice excuse to get together, but it's just kind of like another day, really. Whereas New Year's is really, really fun because you get to, usually Christmas you spend with your family, New Year's you spend with your friends. And I think the age where we are now, spending time with friends is usually more fun.
True. I think Halloween is also kind of one where it's similar, where it's like as a kid it's great, and as a parent it's great because you watch the kid.
Yeah.
And then for like, I think Halloween's a little different because usually a lot of times you hit that like kind of 20 year.
Yeah, at college it's probably pretty good.
And at college it's fun because you go to like a party.
And shit, yeah.
You go to a house party. Man, my roommate hosted 2 house parties. It was weird. Sorry, I could go into it. They're furries. That's about.
Oh.
Like.
Didn't see where that was going.
On purpose. No, what it was is that my roommate in college was in a club. And it was one of those things where you get a bunch of people that are like, I'm going to do this club. And you get like, maybe the club is like, regulars of like, there's like 10 regulars, but then the club gets like 50 people who are interested at the beginning of the year. They go to 1 or 2 sessions and then they're like, yeah, whatever. I don't want to do this. But the problem is you get a bunch of freshmen who are like, I'm going to do this club. And they start and then they never go. But it's close enough to where it's like only 2 months into college, really like a month and a half, you get a message and it's like, hey, Halloween party, anyone in the club? And they're like, let's go. So I had a relatively big apartment back in college because it was a 4-bed, 2-bath, but it was 2 floors. The second floor was just rooms and then an upstairs patio.
Cool.
It was a sick party spot. I did not throw enough parties in that place. But she got wrangled. She'd get convinced to like host the party. And I think I would just be there because my college roommate did not drink a whole lot in college. She honestly started drinking after college or towards the end. And so she was like, I don't really want alcohol at all.
Oh.
I was super welcome to it. If that's surprising at all. And the first year actually went pretty well. But I think like they had kind of been like, yeah, there probably isn't going to be alcohol. And then the people that like brought a bunch of stuff were like, here's a bunch of booze. And it was fine. They made jungle juice. And then the proportions were not correct at all. Honestly, I think like 1 freshman threw up and like it was fine. And I think it was funny to me because I, at that point in time, was a seasoned pro and I was multiple beverages in and was very like pretty coherent. I won a Smash tournament.
Nice. Very
proud of myself.
Go on.
Should not have. Someone else should have beaten me. I don't know how I did it. And then this one freshman is coming up to me and is like, hey, this is your place. My friend is like, has thrown up. She doesn't feel well. What should we do? And I had to talk this kid through like what to do. And the entire time as I'm talking him through, I'm sitting here like, I think I had more than they did. How am I in the situation?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It was funny to me. The second one, however, there were a lot of people that she didn't know. And I mean, I didn't know any of them, but like she didn't know. And there was this one couple who I was told later were furries. And I wasn't really that surprised by it. They didn't necessarily dress up as furries, but like it's a Halloween party. So like people are going to dress up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What they dressed up in was not modest.
Right.
There was some skin showing. And they didn't necessarily look that hygienic. And like so I had, and I still have this, I have a leather recliner. It's fantastic. They sat on it. And I disinfected that recliner after they left. Because they both sat on it. This is not a 2-person recliner. This is a 1-person recliner. I was just hanging out in my room because I was like, I don't know these people, nor do I want to hang out with them. And I had like a couple friends in my room. We were just sitting chatting, having a couple drinks. And I would just peek outside my door and they would just be sitting on the recliner making out. And I was like, I hate this. This is horrible. Yeah, good times.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Don't let those furries into your house, Dan. They'll get you.
They will.
They'll make you sanitize your couch.
Who says that I have to already?
Oh. What kind of parties are you having, Dan?
None. None at all.
Yeah, me too.
It's really sad. Yeah, but back to New Year's, like...
Oh, yeah.
So obviously, I've spent New Year's with you once at our friend's place.
Yes?
Yeah. I think only once.
I think only once. I can't think of another time.
Yeah, and like that was the first time I ever got drunk or like tipsy. So it was pretty fun. Some Jack and Coke. Watch some fireworks. I think for me, the reason why I like New Year's so much, outside of like the meeting friends and everything, because like for the past, I want to say the past 3 New Year's Eves, I haven't been with friends. Like last year, I was alone because I was working on the Doomsday Heist videos, editing it on New Year's.
Nice.
But I went out.
So you at least heard my voice.
I did, true.
So that's not truly.
And I just walked out to the river in Melbourne, like the main river in the city, and watched fireworks from there.
Nice.
The year before, I must have been here as well, or maybe at my parents' place. I don't know, but I was also not with anyone, I don't think. And then the year before that, I think I was with my friend at his place down in Lorne, the beach town in Australia. But then before that, I was also just at my parents' house. So like, I haven't had that many like crazy like party experiences for New Year's over the past few years. But there's something like really special to me about like being alone as the clock ticks over to the new year, and just like the feeling you get of like a fresh start. Even though, like you said, like we all know,
nothing's different.
New Year's resolutions rarely ever stay the same.
It's a nice idea.
Or rarely ever work. It just feels like a nice fresh restart. It's
the thought of it.
I get very like sentimental in those moments, and it's just kind of like a nice time. I don't feel like that at any other time throughout the whole year. Just like that moment, being alone as the clock ticks over at midnight, fireworks go off. It's just really nice. I just really appreciate New Year's more so than anything.
I'm a big fan of fireworks. I like New Year's for that reason, because like, so I grew up, at least for part of my childhood, in Florida. So I grew up with fireworks. We lived on a cul-de-sac, and within that cul-de-sac, my dad and our neighbor would put on like a big fireworks show. And as like a 5-year-old, that was the fucking coolest. And now that I live in Colorado, it's a lot drier. Fireworks aren't legal. They'll shoot fireworks off, but it's like it has to be sanctioned.
Yep.
So it's like you only really see it on like 4th of July or New Year's.
Yeah.
So for me, like that is really cool with New Year's. New Year's is always weird for me because I don't know, last couple of years I just haven't really done a whole lot. New Year's Eve is my mom's birthday.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I know she's struggled with it slightly because it's like all these people are like, let's go celebrate, and you're like, it's my birthday.
Yeah.
Like you kind of, it's like a birthday on a holiday can kind of suck.
That does suck.
But like I think the upside is like there's always people around, and you can kind of be like, hey, let's go out. It's my birthday. Maybe put a little bit of thought into that. But it's always been interesting because usually I would spend New Year's Eve with my mom because we'd be celebrating. I think as both of us have gotten older, she goes to bed earlier, and I consequently go to bed later.
Yep.
So we'd hit points where like I'd get dinner with her, and then she's like, "All right, I'm turning in," and then I'd go out. So it's kind of an interesting holiday. We when we were living in Germany for 1 year for New Year's, we went to Barcelona.
I also had New Year's in Barcelona once.
Whoa.
It was like 20...
okay.
16, 17?
Mine was probably 2017, so you probably did it 2016.
Yeah. This is sounding real privilege right now. New Year's Eve in Barcelona.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I know.
It's really nice though.
We're just like you. It's super nice. If you want to travel to Spain, honestly, go during the winter because it's way less crowded and the weather's still good.
Yeah.
Honestly, the weather's probably better because it's not scorching hot.
Yeah. Or autumn.
It's like
that's good.
Yeah, or autumn. It's like pants and a shirt kind of weather, or maybe pants and a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
On like a colder day. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, no, I think we're like the main strip of Barcelona and like the main like sort of gathering areas and everything during New Year's Eve was just crazy the amount of people that were just out there, fucking shirts off, fireworks and shit going crazy.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's awesome.
Hell
really
yeah.
cool experience. I think my favorite New Year's, at least for the fireworks alone, was I can't remember how old I was, probably like 6. And when I was young, I had really sensitive ears. The fireworks like scared me when I was younger, but I still remember it being really good. We went to this little like, not island, but this like grass like patch on the other side of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And for the longest time, I don't know if it still is, but for the longest time, Sydney was like renowned as having the best fireworks in the world for New Year's Eve. So seeing that live, like perfect view of the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Yeah.
New Year's.
Oh, dude, that's sweet.
Incredible. And I always wanted to go. I think I may have gone twice, but that was always like one of the best ones. So yeah, I had it there. Like I said, had it in Orlando, Barcelona, Munich, New Zealand, Melbourne. Hello, privilege, baby. Let's go.
We're just normal people. No, that's sweet. In Australia, can you shoot fireworks off yourself?
I think they're illegal because again, it's very dry forest fires.
Yeah,
but people still do it. Like I hear fireworks here every so often.
Okay,
so
it's the same here. I think for the States, it's state based.
It might just be illegal to buy. I don't know if it's illegal to actually use them. Let me check.
Okay. Yeah, I know for me, Wyoming it's legal and Colorado it's illegal. So when during the summer, actually probably year round, I don't know. I don't drive to Wyoming that often. During the summer or just whatever, when you drive to Wyoming, you'll see signs that are like buy fireworks. Actually, you'll see that in a lot of states where there's a state that it's legal and next to a state that it's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, no, they're illegal here, but you can still. I think when the fireworks that are illegal in Australia are like the big ones. I think you can still buy like the packs of like sparklers and like the ones you can do in your backyard,
like the little things.
I think they allow those. It's just like the massive ones you really shouldn't like do.
Fair enough.
Is the amount of forest fires in Australia. It's completely understandable.
Yeah, I have the same thing where like I see people who are like, dude, like why can't I shoot off my fireworks? It's like we've had we've had wildfire issues. It's like no, it's I'd rather not shoot fireworks off and also not have the potential for my house to burn down. And you go, yeah, if you're safe, it's good, but like so many people are fucking stupid with fireworks. I mean, especially like New Year's, you get drunk and you shoot off fireworks. That's what we did in high school. Mm-hmm. We actually weren't that drunk.
Well, I nearly took out someone's house in high school by setting off a firework. I nearly killed kids by setting off.
You did?
I was maybe not.
Was I there? Or was this a different time?
No, this was just me and Alon at his house.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those. We were on a hill, and it was one of those fireworks that you stick into the ground and they fucking go off because fireworks are illegal in Germany to use. So I stuck it in the ground, but I stuck it a bit too far, and the ground was a bit too solid. So the firework didn't take off, and it just exploded on the ground. And there were like kids like not too far away, and their father came over to me and was like yelling at me. And I don't speak German that well,
sure.
So he was yelling.
So
at me.
you're just kind of you're just taking it.
I was just taking it. I didn't know what he was saying. I knew what he was trying to convey to me.
You didn't need to know the words. You were like, yeah.
So then we left.
I know what you're saying.
We were like, we should probably get out of here now. I fucked up. So then instead of putting, so we had another one of those stick ones. Instead of putting it into the grass, I put it into like a grate, so it couldn't get stuck.
Yeah.
But as I lit it, it sort of tilted a bit, and it went to the house with a balcony.
The best part about this, folks, is Dan was fully sober.
Yep. So I nearly killed some kids, and then I nearly set a house on fire within the span of about 15 minutes.
What are you gonna do?
Ayo. They lived.
But you didn't.
Exactly. It's not about the lives you take, it's about the lives you nearly did.
Something like that.
Yep, that's the message.
That's in The Art of War, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a direct quote.
Another question I just thought of.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of holidays still, which holiday do you think creates for the best media? Movies, mainly?
I mean, I feel like initially you almost have to say Halloween.
That's what I'm leaning towards as well, yeah.
Okay, because like, I almost feel like you get just a whole genre that is like acceptable to watch for Halloween. Like there are like, I mean, there's literally a genre called there's a movie franchise called Halloween.
Yep. Which fell off insanely hard, but it's still very funny.
Yep. Did you know there's like 13 Halloween movies or something like that?
Yeah, it's a lot.
There's like a ton of them. Rob Zombie made like multiple. Like, I think 2.
Nice.
My boss said she watched the Rob Zombie movie because her husband was like, let's watch this Halloween movie. And she's like, sure. Apparently, it's just kind of sad because it's a prequel. Or not a prequel. Well, I guess it would be a prequel. It's when Michael Myers is a kid and he's essentially becoming deranged.
Right.
And she was like, this is just sad because, like, it made sense why he became deranged because the father was just abusive.
Sick.
Yeah, she's like, and she has kids, so she's like, this is just sad, man. I don't want to fucking watch this. It's too real. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Halloween, I'll try and entertain anything else. I don't know if I could really name a Thanksgiving movie outside of a Charlie Brown movie. I mean, there's Christmas movies, which I think probably takes second. I mean, I don't even know if I can think of any other holiday that, like,
I think Christmas does take second, but I think inherently the genre of Christmas, I think you have 2 types of Christmas movies. You have like the Santa, reindeer, elf type movies where there's like, it's just like full on Christmas spirit. And then you have the movies that just take place during Christmas, like Die Hard.
You have like it's a rom-com and it takes place during Christmas, and it's like, if you take Christmas out of it, it's still a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I like to say Die Hard is a Christmas movie because I like Die Hard.
Yeah.
And it gives me an excuse to watch it at Christmas.
That's completely fair. I think as a kid, a lot of like the animated Christmas films I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I think overall Halloween is more interesting. Like, I think if you do take Christmas movies as movies that take place during Christmas, it wins by default because there's just so many movies that just have Christmas in it. Like, so many. But I think if you're sticking to more like Christmas themed movies versus Halloween themed movies, I think Halloween does take it because, like,
Halloween's gotta win.
So much of the horror genre is just based around Halloween. Mm-hmm. You also have like a lot of other like teen movies. Like there's a movie with Victoria Justice from Victorious.
Oh,
that's a Halloween. It's not very highly rated, but I remember watching it at a drive-in cinema.
When did you go to a drive-in cinema?
When I was like 10 or something, I don't know. Because we watched what's the animated Christmas movie with like Jack Frost, and he has to like kill like the other Christmas gods or something.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Because we watched that and then this movie back to back.
Isn't like Guardians?
Guardian. The Legend of the Guardians or something.
The Legend of the Guardians. I wanted it to be Guardians of Ga'Hoole, but that's the owl one.
Yeah, so we watched that, and then back to back we watched this movie called Fun Size, which is a Halloween movie where like it's really dumb, but I love the movie. It's quite funny. Where it's just like Victoria Justice is the main character, and her little brother goes like missing, and but he's just like with this dude that works at like a convenience store or something, and they just go and have their own adventures. It's just kind of dumb. But there's so many Halloween movies that are just like so fun or like so good and actually scary, or like Friday, like I don't know, Friday there's a Halloween, but like it fits into the genre. Sort of, you have all the Halloween movies, obviously. I think Monster House is on Halloween. That's a fucking amazing movie.
It is.
I think it's just while the genre may be more limited to just like
Pocus.
The genre is maybe more limited, just like scary.
Sure.
But I think you can do more with it than just like Christmas, which is all happy and nice, and
it's just happy family. That's the other thing, is like a lot of times a Christmas movie kind of has to be a family movie.
Because
so like there's nothing wrong with a family movie. There are amazing films that are family movies. However, it is limited. Where if anything, the horror genre is the other way around, where it's like it kind of almost has to be R-rated. It doesn't. You can have non-R-rated films, but it's like, what?
I'm looking through Christmas movies, and it might be closer than I was thinking.
Oh, really?
Oh, because like
I think there's big. I think the thing with Halloween is it's like, are they Halloween movies or are they spooky movies that you're like, well, I'm gonna watch it around Halloween?
Yeah, because like for Christmas, you got like Home Alone.
Never seen it. Do you not know this?
I think you may have told me before. That's disgraceful.
Okay, so
this might be why you think Halloween's so much better. Because Home Alone is incredible.
I have been not watching it out of spite.
Oh my god!
Because I think at some point in high school, I just never watched it, and at some point in high school, I think I told Alon that, and he was like, "Dude, it's so good. I watch it every year. You gotta watch it." And then I sat there and I went, "I'm just gonna not watch it."
Yeah.
And I will text him, and I'm like, "I'm not watching The Home Alone this year," and he's like, "Fuck you, man. Why are you like this?"
I haven't seen it in years, but I think Home Alone. I think the first 3 are really good. People say the third one's bad. I love the third one. But like, have you seen the Polar Express?
Oh, terrifying.
I love the Polar
yes.
Express. Great movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I remember it. The problem is, and sadly, it got to me as a child. It's too Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Oh,
it looks real weird.
Gremlins is a Christmas movie as well. I fucking love Gremlins.
Oh, I haven't seen Gremlins. I didn't know it was a Christmas
movie.
movie.
Actually, it might be a lot closer than I was initially thinking, you know?
Oh, man. I mean, there's a lot of good... The thing is when you go like... There's a lot of good... I don't know. There's a lot of good... Here's my question. Is there a... Like, how far away is second place from third place? Like, what even is third place?
I don't even know. I think third place, you'd have to go away from movies and just go to like TV show specials. Because like if you're talking about Friends, the Thanksgiving episodes are some of the best in the whole series.
I was like, Thanksgiving, probably.
It'd have to be. Like maybe Valentine's Day. Maybe Valentine's Day has a good amount of movies.
Valentine's Day.
Because like you have like obviously just like romance movies.
You have rom-coms.
You got...
And Deadpool.
And true, like apparently
Deadpool did come out around Valentine's Day.
Yeah, like the movie called Valentine's Day. You got The Notebook, which apparently takes place in Valentine's. When Harry Met Sally, Notting Hill.
That's a good movie.
Hitch, To All the Boys I Loved Before. Like Valentine's Day is probably up there.
Rom-coms.
But
I feel like, again, it's one of those things where it's like if you take Valentine's Day away and keep if you just don't say the word Valentine's Day and it just takes place on a different time of year, it could be it would work. Whereas like with Christmas movies, I feel like if you showed everything and then you just didn't say it was on Christmas, you'd be like, nah, it took place on Christmas.
Yeah. I think
it'd be weird.
New Year's Eve is maybe up there as well. Apparently, I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm probably just misremembering. My favorite movie of all time, About Time, apparently takes place during New Year's Eve. But it also takes place over the course of like 5 years. So,
well, I see for movies where it's like, well, it takes place on this, and it's like, well, does the whole movie or most of the movie take place, or is it like there's a part of the movie where it takes place? It's like when Harry Met Sally, the end I think is on New Year's.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole movie is not New Year's. The whole movie takes
and there's a
like
bunch
years.
of movies that will just have Christmas in there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can count those. Yeah, I think it goes Halloween, Christmas, everything else.
Something else. Valentine's Day or
maybe
Thanksgiving. Something.
Unless there are holidays we're forgetting about, but I don't think so. Not that
I don't know.
There's not really many Easter movies. Like there's one I feel like I remember where someone becomes like the Easter Bunny. Hop. Remember that movie? Yeah. That's one.
Oh yeah.
That's like the only one I know.
There's that rabbit movie.
Peter Rabbit?
With maybe, I don't know. Where it's James Corden. I think.
Oh, is that Peter? Is that
James?
Him? I hope that's not
maybe.
him.
James Corden. What does James Corden do besides be annoying?
Not much, to be honest. Not
yeah,
much.
it's Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, sick.
He's he's the rabbit in Peter Rabbit.
Yeah. That's probably, I think that's pretty much it. I think holiday, it's a weird thing basing a movie around a holiday because you're quite limited to what you're allowed to do.
You are quite limited. You gotta have like
unless you do the Die Hard and just like have it at Christmas. It's just a completely different fucking movie. Same with like Spider-Man. It's at fucking Christmas, different fucking movie.
Which Spider-Man's at Christmas?
I think the first one has Christmas in it, or the second one.
I know I know the first one has Thanksgiving in it.
Might be that then.
I think it's because they have they have Thanksgiving with Norman, I think.
Yeah.
This is a tangent because I looked up to make sure that James Corden was in Peter Rabbit, and man, looking at his movies and shows catalog, bad. It's brutal. I mean, it's not shocking. It's
there
not
are
Jack.
two things I've seen with James Corden that I liked. One is I think 2 or 3 Doctor Who episodes he's in. He's all right in.
Okay.
And then there's another movie he's in where it's like about it's about like a music producer or like an ex-music star that's trying to start shit up again, and he's like he has like his friend or something. I thought was fine.
Do you know what it's called? I can start throwing names at you too.
Begin Again. It has Mark Ruffalo and
I like Mark Ruffalo.
It has Mark Ruffalo and it has Keira Knightley and Adam Levine and Haley Steinfeld and CeeLo Green.
So just all the people on The Voice.
Might as well be,
I guess. So his first things, like the first couple things. So out of the first 4, 3 of them are just like the late night show. Then there's Gavin and Stacey, which was, I think, what he got popular off of. It was a British TV show.
Yep.
And then Peter Rabbit, The Emoji Movie, and Cats.
Oh boy.
Pretty bad.
He's also in Ocean's 8, which I didn't know.
He is in Ocean's 8, which I didn't know. Nor have I seen, so I guess that's why I wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so I've seen him in 2 things that he was decent in. That's it. Apparently, he's also in Yesterday. I think he's like the talk show host in that. He's in Gulliver's Travels? What the fuck?
Wait, really? Weird. The premise of Yesterday always was really unattractive to me.
I really like the movie.
I've heard good things because I think you've told me that you like it, but just the premise where it's like, hey, what if this guy, he went to another universe or something, I don't know, and everything's the same except the Beatles not there.
Yeah,
and then he just remade the Beatles music. It's like,
it is kind of dumb.
What if I went?
It is kind of dumb in the sense like that. Literally only him and literally only the Beatles was the thing that was removed. But it is a kind of cool thought concept. Like if suddenly you were the only person on Earth that knew how to, I don't know,
that knew about something,
that knew how to make fire. Everyone on Earth just forgot how to make fire, and you were the only person who knew how, or like you were the only person in the world who knew. Like, who's a really popular music artist nowadays? There's just the same thing.
Taylor Swift.
Maybe not for us. You're the only person that knew Green Day. And you had the ability to remake all their music and get famous off it. Like, it's an interesting thought concept. Like, what would you do with that knowledge, that power?
So I'm going to equate this to Back to the Future too.
Right.
It's one of the things that's like, when people go, oh, if you got to go back in time, what would you do? Yes, you could see things and learn things. The logical thing to do is just make a shit ton of money.
Yep.
Because that's what Biff does in Back to the Future 2. He gets a sports almanac that just has all of the answers to what's going to happen, and you just bet on it. Mm-hmm. Or it's, you invest in Apple or you invest in Google,
Yep.
And I feel like it's the same thing where it's like, what if you were the only person that knew about the Beatles, but the Beatles don't exist? Yeah, you'd remake their songs.
Yeah. Well, the only thing about that movie that I'm like, would the Beatles even be popular today if their music came out today? I don't think they would.
It's such a hard question, because on one end, when does he start doing Beatles music? Is it like modern?
It's like 2019, yeah.
Because the thing is like, the Beatles also formed a lot of modern music, or at least was like a really big inspiration and a really big change in movement. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you think about it, the whole movie dies. Because if the Beatles never did music, don't you think music maybe would be different today?
It would. But
it's like,
even if it's a thing of like everything stays the same, but people have just forgotten the Beatles, it's just been wiped from history somehow. It's like music has evolved so much since then, and the things that are popular now are not the things that were popular back then. Like, if Yellow Submarine dropped today, no one's giving a fuck about it. I'm sorry.
Dude,
and also, on top of that, even if fucking Queen, one of the greatest bands of all time, had their entire music catalog like wiped, and you knew how to play all their songs, and you knew all their songs, even if you could play Bohemian Rhapsody and sing it like Freddie Mercury, I don't think you're going to get discovered. Like, it's so difficult to break out into the music industry. It's very unlikely that you would even get the music out there.
I mean, imagine Ed Sheeran put out "I Want to Hold Your Hand." Like, it wouldn't work.
Yeah. Like, there might be some people that appreciate it, but, like, you think all the people listening to Travis Scott and Drake are gonna like the Beatles? No, they're not. No chance.
It's completely different. Well, it's also, like, the Beatles were from fucking, like, 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Shit has changed and got a lot more complex. And less complex in some ways. And it's like... yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I had gripes with the premise. I never ended up watching it.
I think if you just accept that the premise doesn't make the most sense and just enjoy the movie for what it is, it's pretty fun. But it does make sense that it's a bit dumb. Speaking of that premise, though, time travel.
Oh, sure. Let's get into it.
If you had the ability to time travel, first of all, let's forget about the future because it's unknown.
Sure. Yeah.
What sort of time period would you prefer to travel to out of the entire Earth's history? Because I have a very specific opinion about this.
Okay, and we're taking out the whole like get rich kind
of you're
like,
going
it's just go to
you're a tourist. You're going back for tourism reasons to go experience the life. You get to go back to this time period for, let's say, up to a year, and you're guaranteed to if you let's just say if you die, you just get teleported back to your life now, and you're fine. It's like you're not gonna die of disease. So if you go back to 300 BC, you're gonna be fine. And just to make it easy, you speak the language of wherever you are.
Sure, yeah, you have the clothes,
all that jazz. You're going back as a tourist just to experience what life was like in that time period. You can't change anything, all that shit. Yep. Or if you change something, it reverts back to normal.
Sure, yeah, it's like it never happened.
Where would you prefer to go in history?
Oh God, ain't that a good question? So there's a part of me that's like in recent future or in recent past, like the 80s would be really cool because there's just like so much going on. But I feel like you got to go way back.
Yeah. So this is my opinion on that. I think I don't see really any point traveling back to anywhere within the past like 150 years.
Yeah,
like for most of that time period,
the information
we have video, we have photos, we have a lot of stuff there.
There's so much like recollection. We have family members that were alive, or family members that knew family members that were alive.
Yes.
Like,
so, like, while it would be really cool to experience the 80s, it'd be way more cool to experience the 80s, like year 80.
Yeah,
because like
year
it's
80.
so unknown compared to what we have now. It's like a completely different world, pretty much.
That's so true. Gosh, I'm trying to think of what doing that. Like what time period? I feel like man, I don't know. I would love to be a pirate. Or just like sea explorer or like exploration.
Yep. Same. That's where mine goes to as well.
I was reading this book. It's a good book so far. It's about, or it's called The Feather Thief. It's about like this guy who broke into a museum in England and stole just like a ton of just like bird skins. But in the book they're telling about, I want to say like the late 1800s or like mid 1800s of these like naturalists who would just go to random places. Like this guy went to Brazil and then he ended up going to like Papua New Guinea to just like observe birds. Isn't that exciting? I mean, it's not, but
well, you love birds for some reason at the moment.
Okay, I've really got into this board game, and it's really nice and cozy for me.
All right.
No, but the idea of just having the technology to just go, we're just gonna go to this place that no one we know of has ever been. Like, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, because like
even though there's people populating those areas,
yeah, you haven't been there. New. Like one of my favorite quotes. I don't know who the fuck said it, but it's like we were born too late to discover the Earth, but too early to discover. But too late to discover the Earth, but too early to discover the universe.
Yeah,
is like one of my biggest gripes with existing in today's day. Like, I yearn to explore. I yearn to be on the ships and find new land. So
yeah, dude, go with Marco Polo.
Oh, great.
Or like Magellan. That'd be sweet.
Because I just finished watching Vinland Saga.
Oh, okay.
An anime.
That's an anime.
And this was actually going to be the main topic for today's video, but we went on a whole holiday tangent.
Oh, nice.
So, just to give context, I use a website called My Anime List to rate every anime I watch, just to rank them.
Sure, yeah.
I've only ever given 5 things a perfect 10.
Okay.
Your Name, which is that poster behind me, the movie.
Yep, you like that movie.
Yep. One Piece. Oregairu, which is my favorite anime of all time. It's a romance drama type show. Frieren, which is a fantasy show that came out this year, which explores like loss. It's about an elf who like is obviously thousands of years old, and she travels with the hero's party to defeat the demon lord. But that happens at episode 1. At the end of episode 1, it skips 80 years in the future, and the hero party is dead except for her. And then the whole story is her with a new party, basically learning what it means to experience human emotion and like love people and learn to treasure your time with the ones you have before you lose them. Beautiful show. One of the best shows. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. One of the best shows I've ever watched.
Shed a tear for the fans.
I might. And then yesterday or the day before, I finished watching Vinland Saga season 2. I watched season 1 like just before it. Season 1 I gave a 9. Season 2, after a bit of deliberation in my head, I gave a perfect 10.
Nice.
So just for context, Vinland Saga show takes place around the year 10,000, between 10,000 and like 10,019. Takes place over the course of like 15, 16 years or something.
1,000?
1,000, sorry, not 10,000.
I was like, 10,000 is very far into the future.
Yeah, the 11th century.
Okay, that's what I figured.
And it follows Vikings. It follows the Viking invasion of England from Denmark, another place, and you follow this character called Thorfinn, and he basically grows up hell-bent on revenge due to a man that killed his father. And then in the second season, you skip a few years in the future, and this is spoiler territory if you don't want to hear. I doubt you care.
Nah.
And he becomes a slave because of reasons. And the second season is all about him accepting the amount of people he killed, forgiving himself, realizing that war is not the answer, and that he wants to have kindness and peace and love for people. It's just beautiful, beautiful story. But like throughout the first season, more so, like it's them like pillaging through England and like discovering these new areas. And the whole name Vinland Saga is there's a theoretical place called Vinland on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, which is just a place in Canada, I think. It's where they make it to. And it's the idea of like discovering this new part of the world where war doesn't exist, violence and slavery doesn't exist. And just the idea of like being in like 10th century to 14th century, the age of discovery of the world, sailing to the new world and finding these new regions is just such an exciting thought that we will never experience.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. I think the age of exploration is also where I would go. I don't know. The thing is, there's such a broad period of time of what that is.
I think around
just the idea that like we could explore, because like we have Google Maps now.
Yeah. I think anywhere between like the 10th and 15th century is probably good because you have like decent ships. You have like you actually have like a relatively built up civilization. I think that'd be great, honestly.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good time.
For me, it'd either be that or like ancient history, ancient Rome, Greece, Egypt.
Yeah.
Or like the age of the dinosaurs and just see how fucking different the world is back then.
You die so quickly.
Well,
not you specifically, but just generally speaking.
Yeah, I know.
We are not equipped. But yes, that would be
because I got into dino autism recently.
Nice.
Just watching all the documentaries and YouTube videos on dinosaurs. It's fucking great.
I can't blame you. I got into birds, so like
which are dinosaurs.
Which are kind of dinosaurs.
I mean, they literally are. They're avian. They're the avian dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're the dinosaurs are the ancestors of birds.
Yeah, the flying ones.
Yeah, true. Yes.
Yeah, because all the land ones died pretty much.
Like reptiles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Dan, I have something which we haven't done this before, and it could be fun.
No,
Or
okay.
it might suck. Let's say it's fun. I think we can end on this. We had the topic of Halloween. Halloween's coming up. This is going to come out a couple days before. I looked up Halloween quizzes. See what I could find.
Quiz? Okay.
Yeah. And we've landed on BuzzFeed. So
great.
Yeah, this is the quality content that we bring you today, folks. I'm going to ask you questions, which I don't know the answer to either. I got to click on them. I'll tell you if I'm right or wrong. They're all multiple choice, and I think we can work out together, and we can see how well we do.
Okay.
All right. First question. Which country did Halloween originate in? So your 4 options.
Ireland.
Ireland?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Ireland?
Yeah.
I could give you the other option.
It's Ireland.
It's Ireland. Let's click on it. Yeah, it's Ireland. The other options were Germany, Czech Republic, and Romania.
Yeah.
The word Halloween means which of the following? Dawn of the Hollows, Saints' Evening, Eve of the Dead, Dark Night.
Rising.
Yes. Or just the. I think it's Dawn of the Hollows.
Read them again?
Or Eve of the Dead. So Dawn of the Hollows.
Yep.
Saints' Evening. Eve of the Dead. Dark Night.
I weirdly think it's Saints' Evening. I don't know why.
Okay.
But we'll go with your answer for this one.
Okay, so it's not Dark Night.
No.
We can cancel that out. I feel like Hall of... I feel like it's either Dawn of Hollows or Eve of the Dead. But probably, I don't know. Should we try Dawn of Hollows?
Yeah, go for Dawn of Hollows.
It's Saints' Evening.
Yep, I fucking knew it. I don't know why, but that just felt right to me.
Well, shit, you're 2 for 2.
Because I'm pretty sure the whole point of Halloween is like the saints are trying to put the evil spirits, like they're trying to get them back in or something.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
I don't know it. I clearly don't know anything about Halloween. So, how'd you know it was Ireland?
I just remember hearing it when I was young that Halloween started in Ireland.
Okay, it's slightly different. What is the most popular Halloween costume for pets? So we have the Hershey's Kiss, the hot dog, the pumpkin, or the bumblebee.
Oh, I've seen the last 3. I've seen so much, man.
Yeah, Hershey's Kiss. Get rid of it.
I think it's.
I feel like it's a bumblebee.
Same. I think it's a bumblebee. But the thing is,
okay,
that feels just like a normal costume rather than a Halloween costume. I feel like you just do it at any time of year.
I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like I've seen that.
I've seen the golden retrievers in bumblebee costumes so many times.
Yeah,
just go for it.
Yeah, we're going bumblebee. That's pumpkin.
Yeah.
It felt too easy.
Yeah, no, pumpkin, obviously, it's fucking Halloween. It makes sense. I think the bumblebee costume you'd see more in general. Maybe just because it's Halloween, the pumpkin. Yeah, fair enough.
Because it's, I guess. Which celebrity is known for throwing epic Halloween parties?
P. Diddy?
What?
What?
He just threw epic parties. Nothing happened at those parties.
Go on.
Nothing happened. Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Aniston, Zendaya, Heidi Klum. It's not Zendaya.
Heidi Klum.
Okay. I was kind of thinking Heidi Klum too. It's that or DiCaprio.
Halloween has some decent ties to Germany as well.
Yeah. It begs the question, who do you think throws a really good party? I feel like Heidi Klum throws a good party.
Yeah, I feel like she didn't get it.
Well, let's see. You're correct.
I am killing this, Chris.
You're 3 for 4.
Yep.
I'm 2 for 4.
No, you're not. You're 1 for 4.
Well, I guess I never had an answer for the first one.
True, yeah. Would you have picked Ireland?
Nah, I would have picked Romania.
Okay. 1 for 4.
I think because of vampires.
Yeah, that's fair.
True or false? The Scottish term for dressing up on Halloween is guising, spelled Guising. Or guising. It's not guising, but
Nah, guising. Yeah, fuck it, why not?
yeah, okay. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it makes sense. Like disguise.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Makes sense. What was used for the first jack-o'-lanterns? Potatoes and turnips, potatoes and pumpkins, watermelons and turnips, eggplants and pumpkins. So here's the deal. It's Irish, right?
Yep.
Presumably. Watermelons and turnips doesn't sound right,
chance,
nor
no.
does eggplants and pumpkins.
It's probably potatoes and...
But is it potatoes and turnips or potatoes and pumpkins?
Potatoes and pumpkins, I would think.
Probably.
Does Ireland grow pumpkins?
What do you do with turnips? That's the thing. I don't know.
I feel like we didn't pick pumpkin on the last question and it fucked us. I don't want to be that dumb again.
So we're going potato and pumpkin?
Yeah, I think you have to.
Okay. It's potatoes and turnips.
For fuck's sake, man.
Fuck this, man.
Hold up. Does Ireland grow pumpkins?
Yeah, look, yeah.
Like, I'm sure they can, but is it like a big thing, though? They have a relatively short growing season. So I guess not. Or not that much. I guess turnips are easy to grow in their conditions.
They can be found. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad we didn't pick turnips and then it was pumpkins and we look like fucking idiots. So...
it says, so I looked up, are they native? And it says, yes, the carving of the jack-o'-lantern originated in Ireland. But no, the original vegetable that was used was a turnip, as pumpkins are an American vegetable. I bet that pumpkins have actually just got brought over.
Yeah, for sure.
True or false, candy corn was originally called chicken feed.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Which state produces the most pumpkins? Maine, Illinois, Ohio, or Arkansas? Fucked. So
that's rough, man.
Yeah, I don't know. They're so generic.
I would
states.
say get rid of Maine. I think it's too far north.
Get rid of Maine because it's too far north, and I don't think they really produce pumpkins. Or I'm just wrong.
What was the second one?
Illinois, and then Ohio, and then Arkansas. Here's the deal: Illinois and Ohio, they could both do it because they're both like Midwest.
Yeah.
So I don't see them as that much different. And then Arkansas is like the South.
Do you think the South grows pumpkins?
Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Did we just go Ohio for the meme?
Yeah. It's Illinois. Okay, that's the same thing.
Yeah. One or the other.
Yeah. Which famous magician died on Halloween? Dante, Siegfried Fischbacher, Harry Houdini. Sure. Harry Houdini or David Blaine. I'm pretty sure David Blaine's still alive.
He is very much alive.
Dante, like the one in the Inferno?
I guess it would be.
I feel like it's Houdini because I
think it's Houdini as well.
Okay, we're gonna go Houdini. It was Houdini.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Last question. If you get this, I'd be proud of you.
Thanks.
I'm gonna have to spell some things out. Well, the fear of Halloween is called what?
Oh God. Let
me try to pronounce these things.
Yeah, go for it.
Samhainophobia. So it's like Sam and then Hain and then ophobia.
Yeah.
Nyctophobia. So Nycto phobia.
That's a fear of Christmas.
Is it?
Saint Nick.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't think it is.
I was thinking
making
it was the fear of nicotine. I don't know.
I left a pause there for a joke as well. I don't think you picked up on it.
Yeah. Oh well. Chrysophobia. That's it's CHRYSO phobia.
Yeah. We have crystals.
Here's a hard one. Ailurophobia. AILURO phobia.
Ailurophobia.
So Samhainophobia, nyctophobia, chrysophobia, ailurophobia.
I'm gonna say nyctophobia Because Nicht sounds very similar to Nacht.
Like nocturne.
Which is like German word for night.
Yeah, it's
and Halloween
like
takes
nocturnal.
place at night. Yeah, I'd go for Nyctophobia.
It's Samhainophobia.
Can you search for what the other ones are?
Yeah, let's
I'm
let's
interested.
give a little Google search. So
Fucking Sam. What does Sam Hain have to do with Halloween? What?
yeah, who's Sam Hain?
Bro, Sam, what are you doing, bro?
Nyctophobia. Okay, we were kind of right about this. The extreme or irrational fear of the night or of darkness.
Okay, so I was right with my reasoning. That's something.
So who's Sam Hain? Sam Hain meaning is summer's end. Oh, so it's Celtic. Okay.
But Halloween's
Whatever.
before summer. What do you mean?
And then Chris.
It doesn't make sense. But so wait, summer ends way before October, though. What are you on about?
Yeah, man.
Fuck the Celts.
Chrysophobia is the fear of the color gold or orange.
All right. Well, if you have that, you don't like my YouTube channel.
Yeah, you're gonna hate them. And what was the last one? Ailurophobia, which is the extreme or irrational fear of cats. Okay, I'll give them credit. They gave a bunch of phobias that kind of relate to Halloween. Because one is of the night, one is of something gold or yellow, so pumpkins, and one is of cats.
Yep. Fair.
I'll give you that, BuzzFeed.
But nothing else. Fucking losers.
Nothing else. You get nothing, BuzzFeed. Except for BuzzFeed Unsolved, which I thoroughly enjoy.
Well, it's not even called that anymore. They moved away.
Well, they went away.
Yeah.
My girlfriend makes fun of me for this. If on the rare occasion that I like need to take a nap, I have found that the best way for me to take a nap is to lie down and play BuzzFeed Unsolved on the TV or my phone. And there's nothing like true crime to put you to sleep.
I watch like mini YouTube space documentaries about like the beginning of the universe and how light works and shit.
Nice. I think it's just something about just a long video where it's like you can listen to, but as you're falling asleep, it's the same register. It's a soothing voice.
Yep.
It's
for sure.
You're not paying that much attention to it.
That quiz was fun though.
Yeah.
We should do that again for other things.
Yeah, we'll definitely pull some quizzes out.
Well, if you are still listening at this point, let us know if you're
exactly. Let us know.
No, what the fuck was the word I'm trying to say? If you're attending Halloween this year, if so, what are you going as?
Yeah, what's the costume? I don't know what my costume is. Well, no, I do know my costume. It's the Muppet costume.
If I was going anywhere and I had more prep time, I was going to get a Slenderman costume because I have a black suit. I just needed a red tie.
And you're tall.
And I'm tall and skinny.
Yeah.
I just need the white like thing, but I couldn't find anything in time. So
I like that. That's good. Yeah.
I was going to do it if I was going to stream on Halloween, but I'm probably not going to at this point, so fuck it. It'd also probably be pretty difficult to see outside the mask while playing a game. So
that's part of the fun.
Maybe next year. That has been objectively bad. Have a nice day.
Yeah, have a good one. Just really enjoy the rest of your day.
That was a lot nicer than I was planning. I was thinking in my head, kill yourself,
quaint.
and I just didn't do that.
And then you were like, let's just say something nice instead.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, bye.